Only 2 more of these championship cases. And at the end of this video, only 1. Wow, mind-blowing. Today, we're going to talk about Tyler Reddick. Tomorrow, Alex Bowman. We do this for all 16 playoff drivers, so no, this is not a prediction. I have my bracket over here, though. Got my bracket. It's coming out Friday. I haven't actually filled it in yet, so it's not like I'm hiding anything. Anywho, let's move on to the Tyler Reddick championship case. So Tyler Reddick, his 2025 season so far. Made the championship 4 last year, had a few wins, but this year, winless. Very surprising to most of us. Currently sits 14th on the playoff grid, 6 playoff points to his name. Point number 1, get more playoff points. 5 top 5s, 9 top 10s, 153 laps led. I guess that get more playoff points thing doesn't apply anymore because we're at the playoffs, and the only way to do that is by actually advancing in the playoffs, so maybe ignore that point. All right, anywho, let's go round by round for Tyler Reddick. Let's look at his best tracks, his worst tracks, how he can get back to the championship 4 as he did in 2024. First race up, Darlington. Yeah, this is like the best possible opening race in the playoffs for Tyler Reddick. 4th in the spring here. Was in position to win this one late. Top 10 last September, which is an off night for Tyler Reddick, and there's a reason that he finished 10th and not in the top 5 or so like he normally does, because he had, well, how do I put this? Stomach issues. So top 10 with stomach issues. He finished 32nd in the spring of 2024, which once again, we got to put a little asterisk next to that and explain why. He was in contention for this win. Led 174 laps in that race before he kind of wrecked himself and Chris Buescher. 2nd in the spring of 2023. 3rd in the 2022 Southern 500. Runner-up in the spring of 2022. Like, Tyler Reddick is, I'm going to say it, he's elite at Darlington. Leads a ton of laps. Is up front, winning stages, doing what he needs to do. It's just a matter of, I guess, illness and if he tries to make a move over his head. But no, for real, I think Tyler Reddick's going to be a contender for the win in this race. And I think that's going to help him significantly in this round because Bristol is not his strongest track. When we look at his gateway numbers, he does have a top 10 in the most recent start. A top 5 in his most recent start there. A 4th place finish. Outside of that, a 35th, which was a DNF, and a 22nd. A 16th in 2022. Reading is hard. Yeah, obviously 2311 Racing has been a little bit weird this year. They have not quite been on their game. Only 1 win this season from Bubba Wallace at the Brickyard 400. So it's tough to gauge 2311, but they are usually consistently top 10 contenders. And I think if Reddick can contend for the win in the Southern 500, run top 5, score a bunch of stage points, and score a top 10 here, I think he should be able to advance to the second round because Bristol is not his best track. It's nowhere close to it. He's 1 top 5 at this track. A 4th place finish back in 2020. In fact, that's his only top 10 at this track. Tyler Reddick and Bristol has not been a good combo. His best finish with 2311 is a 15th. I don't know why he struggles here. I don't know what it is about Bristol, but Bristol is just not his playground. It's not his place to shine. So I really think, with that lack of playoff points, I really think that he's going to have to do extremely well at Darlington, do good at Gateway because Bristol, there's not a lot of expectation, not a lot of standard for Tyler Reddick at Bristol. So if they mess up at Darlington or Gateway, they could very well be in danger of getting eliminated. But I truly believe that they are top 5 worthy at Darlington. They can score a top 10 at Gateway, and I think that should be enough. Maybe not if they have a disaster, but if they have a stinker like a 23rd place day, they could probably get through. Then we go to New Hampshire, Kansas, and the Roval. Reddick has 3 top 10s out of 5 starts at New Hampshire, including 53 laps led in this race last year. Kansas, of course, we know his numbers in terms of he's won there before. 2311, has won there with Kurt Busch. They've won there with Bubba Wallace. They've won there with Tyler Reddick. It's recently, though. The last couple of starts have not been pretty for 2311 or Tyler Reddick. Reddick won this race 2 years ago, the fall of 2023. Since then, he has yet to finish back in the top 15. That's a far off from what they used to be. Like, this isn't a, oh, they had an off day compared to winning speed and they finished 9th. This isn't a, oh, they had a late race restart go wrong and they finished 12th. 17th, 25th, 20th. 14 laps led in that time. Like, I don't know. 3 stage points scored in that whole time, by the way. I don't know what's happening with 2311 at Kansas. It's not a Toyota problem. Denny Hamlin's still extremely competitive there. Christopher Bell's still competitive there. So I don't know what 2311 is missing or Tyler Reddick is missing as of late, but something's off at Kansas, so they got to get their groove back when it comes to Kansas. I'm not saying they have to go out there and win this race. I'm not even going to say that they have to go out there and have winning speed and be in contention. If they can triple top 10 this round, which is very possible, that might be enough to get them through because we know how good of a road racer Tyler Reddick is. His worst finish at the Roval is 12th. 11, 6, 8, 2, 12. Those are his 5 finishes at the Roval. He's a great road course racer. Solid at New Hampshire. Usually good at Kansas, but if they slip up, if they have another mediocre day and run 17th to 22nd with no stage points, that could put them in a desperate situation at the Roval. And look, I think if we're ranking guys in terms of most likely to win, not named Shane Van Gisbergen, I think Reddick would probably be second in line. You could maybe make an argument for him in first. I think Christopher Bell would be that favorite right now. But Reddick could very well go out and win the Roval. Sure, but if their backs are against the wall, it's a must-win scenario. They might have to throw a crazy strategy, but as I said, I think they can just top 10 their way out of this round. I truly do. Then the round of 8, Vegas, Talladega, and Martinsville. They don't have the playoff points. Unless they go on some tear, they're not going to be able to have those points like William Byron, Kyle Larson, Denny Hamlin, Christopher Bell. And you're probably not going to outpoint them by a big chunk of points. So ultimately, I think this is going to be a must-win round. We got Vegas, Talladega, Martinsville. Martinsville, scrap it. For some reason, just same thing as Bristol. Martinsville, short tracks really, except for Richmond for some reason, are not Tyler Reddick's strength. He only has 2 top 10s in his career at Martinsville. But when we go to Vegas and Talladega, of course, he won at Talladega back in 2024 in the spring. He's a decent super speedway racer. He's won a Daytona Duel before, did really good at Atlanta earlier this year. There's the randomness aspect, you know, you could get involved in a crash, you could avoid it at the right time and be in contention. I think at the end of the day, he's got a great shot at winning Talladega, but as I said, the randomness. But I look at Vegas. He's led laps in 5 out of the last 6 races at Vegas. He's won a stage at Las Vegas, and while he hasn't won a race, he's been in contention. Came close to winning in the spring of 2024. Won stage 1 in the fall of 2024 before he flipped at Vegas. That was so random. I don't know how that happened. He has a lot of top 10s at Vegas. 2311 with both drivers has always been good at Las Vegas. So I think this is a great opportunity for them to strike, for them to potentially win. I mean, led 34 laps in the spring. So I think Tyler Reddick's got a great shot at winning Las Vegas. And that, I think, is going to be the difference between him making the Final Four or not. If he wins Vegas or Talladega. And if he wins at Vegas or Talladega and advances to that Final Four, Phoenix, well, we'll see. Obviously, if it comes down to him versus Team Penske or even him versus his Toyota teammate/owner, Denny Hamlin, or a Christopher Bell, or even maybe a Hendrick Motorsports, it might be tough to beat him. But he's done pretty good at Phoenix. He scored stage points in the last 6 stages there. He's won a stage. He has a couple of third-place finishes, a few top 10s. Like, he's been up front, but it's probably going to take a win. So, in conclusion, to wrap up the Tyler Reddick championship case, round 1, don't self-implode. Don't have a bad day. Take advantage of those first 2 races and rack up some points. Round 2, once again, just kind of don't shoot yourself in the foot. You got a couple tracks in there that are really good for you, but one of them you got to rediscover what you had before. And then the round of 8, probably going to take a win, either Vegas or Talladega. And then when it comes to Phoenix, you just got to beat 3 other cars. But no, obviously they're going to be an underdog. They're going to need some help there. So we'll see how that ends up going for Tyler Reddick. So one more championship case to go, Alex Bowman. Tonight we have the Monday after. Should be fun. It's our weekly live stream where we talk about everything that happened over the race weekend. Hope you enjoyed this video. One more championship case to go, and then we got a playoff preview and prediction on Friday.